Guys, making a new video, and this is kind of a very different video than videos I've made before. I don't think this is going to be like a series or anything. Just something that is going on that I think is pretty cool to watch, very interesting, and as you can see, I'm using my laptop. Which I think is a great laptop. I love it a lot. So anyways, just gonna get it a little bit better set up. Anyways, so so what I'm talking about is obviously the NBA. So right now, I mean, I'm a Kings fan, Sacramento Kings fan. I have been since like 1999 or so, ever since I moved into Elk Grove, and even before that, I was somewhat of a Kings fan. So the interesting thing about this number 2 draft pick is that we could be getting two very, very good players. Right now, it seems like there is Luka Doncic and Marvin Bagley are the top two players for the Kings. It seems like, at least from me reading the Sacramento Bee, it seems like the Kings are really, 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 really interested in Marvin Bagley III. Marvin Bagley is very good. He has great height, great or decent weight. He's going to need to be working out maybe a little bit more, but he's much better physicality wise than Luka, because Luka is a little bit overweight. So the thing is that which one should the Kings choose? Marvin Bagley clearly is the safe route because Luka Doncic is from another country, another league, and is not from the U.S. U.S. for basketball trains better and all that kind of stuff. I'll say that in quotes, because other countries are definitely improving rapidly, and this league that Luka Doncic is in, the EuroLeague, he's in the second best league, and it's probably better than college basketball now. It's really improved. The work ethic the players have is incredible, and the talent is by far definitely there. There's already quite a few NBA stars that came out of this league, and yeah, there's a good amount of NBA players from this league that are playing still right now. So I would definitely think that the first question on Luka Doncic is, will he be able to transition? And I think he will. I don't think there is too much of an issue on that. The positivities on Luka Doncic is that, and I don't know if I'm saying it right, last name right, but that's what it sounds like everybody's saying, so I'm going to go with that. Positivity is his basketball IQ. Now, that's great that he has really good basketball IQ, but that's in another country. So basketball IQ for one country can be very different in another country. Definitely league changing wise. He's going to be playing with new players, not players that he's been playing with. So it's going to be interesting. Now, he's been playing with ages above him all throughout his life. so he has progressed rapidly, talent-wise. So I think he could adjust, and I think he can adjust very well. And that is something that is most important in the NBA, and that is something that the Kings do not have. Sacramento Kings do not have somebody with a super good high IQ. I know De'Aaron Fox can progress into that. I think Willie Constein can become a leader and be telling players what positions and where to go, and I believe that he should be able to do that. But there's got to be somebody with the high IQ that can play right now that is not like Vince Carter age, because the Kings want to be playing young, and I think that's really the best way to go, is try to get young players, up and coming stars, and try to hold on to them. The Sacramento Kings have not had the luxury that the LA Lakers have, or the Celtics have, or any of those big name teams that have that history. The Kings have nothing. They have just those few seasons from the 2000s, and that is it. And that ship has sailed for sure. Nobody has probably any recollection of it except for Kings fans of how good they were back then. Now, he is primarily a guard. He can become a forward, which is where the Kings would probably want him. I think it would be interesting having him as a guard, forward, and having him play as a guard as well. It could help with speeding up the game as well. One other problem I've heard is that may have problems because of how big he is with driving to the basket. And I think that's kind of not that true, in the sense that he is big, not super fit. But look at like guys that weren't that fit that could drive into the basketball. Everybody knows Shaq, and Shaq was not the most athletic by far. So I think that is kind of a bogus statement somewhat. That's something that nobody will know till he actually plays. So the big thing too is his passing, and I think that is something the Kings shown that they can do, but it is not consistent. And Luka Doncic is a very, very, very consistent passer, and that's something that I know will transfer to this league. And that's something that goes with his basketball IQ. That is something the Kings need if they want any hope. And it seems like the Kings are owners, especially like Vlade Divac and Peja Stojakovic, who are helping with the team. They want to be like they were before, and that is fine. The problem is that they don't understand that you gotta have people not only that have the capability of passing, but also the basketball IQ as well to be able to create those passes. Luka Doncic can't have that. I mean, look at the players from the past. Mike Bibby, decent passer. Chris Webber, decent passer. And also, everybody knows White Chocolate, J. Will. He was amazing passer. He was what paved the Kings and made the Kings what they were. And if they're going to go to that, they got to get somebody that can pass. Marvin Bagley, he's good, but I don't know about Marvin Bagley as much as Luka Doncic. I think Luka Doncic is the guy to go because he is young, but he has lots of experience versus Marvin Bagley, who has 1 year of experience with Duke. And I think that Luka Doncic would be my choice for who to pick. Obviously, I would wait and see what the Suns get. If the Suns get Luka Doncic, okay, we'll go with DeAndre Ayton. Or they get somebody else, maybe DeAndre Ayton might be the one to get. Because that would be nice to have 2 really nice big centers that are hopefully powerful to get to the hoop. That's the problem with Willie Constein. He is big, but he is not powerful at all. He is very thin. Hopefully this offseason he's going to be working even harder. I've seen him in person. He's very tall, but he is not big as far as strength-wise go. When I met him, my arms were about the same as his arms, size comparison. And I don't even work out that much at all. I used to work out a lot. I'm sure he works out a lot, but whoever is working with him at the weights got to be working him harder. But yeah, Luka Doncic, I think he would be a great choice for the Kings, and I hope the Kings get him. The Kings need somebody that can maybe not even. He doesn't even have to be a star, and I think it's funny how a lot of people are saying whoever the Kings get has to be a star. Well, the Kings can develop a star. The problem is that the Kings have to keep them. The Kings have not been able to keep them. If De'Aaron Fox becomes a star for the Kings, the face of the Kings, which is kind of like what it seems like they're trying to do, or Willie Constein or Luka Doncic or whoever they pick becomes a star, they got to keep him. Isaiah Thomas, they should have kept him. If they kept Isaiah Thomas, DeMarcus Cousins, Rudy Gay, all these players from the past that are doing really, really good right now, if they kept those players, the Kings would be doing really good. And the funny thing is, the Kings have not done a terrible job of picking in the drafts. A lot of people think that they've done a bad job because of their record. They think that the record reflects on. No, it's the staff. As far as I feel, it's the staff that they aren't getting the right plays formulated for these players. They are not working them to their best abilities, really, in practice. And I know it's tough, but with Sacramento Kings, now I don't know if a lot of you know this, a lot of people outside of the Sacramento Kings fan base don't really know this, but they've been priding themselves as they're going to be one of the best development teams, and they gotta make production. I mean, they gotta produce that talent and show that is their talent that they produce, and they have not. And it's just something that is very sad. Now, as far as for what else the Kings are gonna have, as far as for what else is going to go on this season, well, it's very interesting for the Sacramento Kings. There's a lot of rumors saying like Andrew Wiggins, the Kings might try to get him. I think that the Kings should save up on their trades, or if they're going to trade, maybe Justin Jackson, or maybe some of the players like that have not been progressing as much as we expected, or as the front office expected. Maybe trade some of them, but look at buying players too. If they're going to look at buying players, if you're going to go with an old person, it has to be a veteran that can do very well. I mean, that's basically like saying Kawhi Leonard, Andrew Wiggins, LeBron James, something like that. I don't know if the Kings are going to be able to go with LeBron James. He's got a lot of money, and I know the Kings have the possibility of doing that because they do have the money for it. I just don't know if the Kings are really going to be wanting to do that. It would be awesome if LeBron James became a Kings player because he is the King. That would be really, really cool, but I don't see that being very realistic. But getting somebody like Andrew Wiggins really would be a nice to get. It would be cool to even get like DeMarcus Cousins back. A lot of the Kings players really believe that he is going to be coming back at some point. We just don't know when, because DeMarcus Cousins made that promise that he will be coming back. So it'd be very interesting to see how that works out. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting offseason. If the Kings do it right, they can make it to the playoffs. Right now, the Sacramento Kings have the longest playoff drought in history because the Minnesota Timberwolves made it last year. That's something that is very embarrassing in the league, is whatever teams have the longest drought for the playoffs. And the Kings front office and Kings players should be relatively ashamed of themselves. Mainly the front office, because it's kind of the biggest disgrace you can have in the NBA, because they've been promising playoff contention, and they have not followed through. So hopefully they make a right decision with drafting. They can definitely trade, and depending on who it is, that might be a good thing to do. But yeah, if they are going to draft, my pick would be Luka Doncic. Alright, I hope you guys like this video, and go Kings.